Today is the 13th of June. It's Sunday, but we are still at work. And this is another press briefing on the COVID-19 prevention and control measures of Guangdong. And we are celebrating the Dragon Boat Festival, but the COVID-19 is spreading. So the Guangdong province is fully implementing the guidelines of the central government on the COVID-19 prevention and control measures, so that each and every policy is fully implemented and carried into actions. We will win the battle against COVID-19 after the implementation of these policies. And yesterday, during the Dragon Boat Festival, the municipal government issued a letter to the citizens to extend the sincere congratulations on the vacation and expressed the heartfelt greetings to the citizens. The government called on the people to work together against COVID-19, and I'd like to quote a paragraph of the letter. Dear citizens, the sunshine always comes after the rainstorm. Now we're in a critical period of fighting against COVID-19. The infections are still taking place. We should be more than cautious against COVID-19. To cut the spread of the infections, we need a longer time. We need more time. And the COVID-19 is still impacting our life, our study. But this takes a toll on the health and life of our people. We need to work unitedly and guard against and carry on until we win the fight against COVID-19. Dear citizens, we hope you can continue to work with the policies and cope with the guidelines and keep good habits and fight together against the COVID-19, and to express the public support for the fight against COVID-19. So this letter was sent to the citizens at community level. So here, taking this opportunity, we also like to say thank you to the staff who worked at the forefront of the fight against COVID-19. Today, we have with us Ms. Chen Bing, the Deputy Director of the city's Health Commission, and also Ms. An Yong from the local TV and broadcast station, as well as other members of the government. And later we will be joined by Mr. Zhang, also from the government. Now I'd like to give the floor to Ms. Chen Bing, the Deputy Director of the Local Health Commission, to give you the latest update. Dear members of the press, now I'd like to report to you the latest update of the prevention and control measures. First, the cases. From 0 o'clock to 24 o'clock of June 12th, Guangzhou reported 6 new cases, and 3 were detected in the tests. And these cases have been put into isolation for medical observation. So, in Saturday, we totally reported 124 new cases. Now there are 135 confirmed cases and 7 asymptomatic cases. And these cases are now under medical treatment in the city's hospital. According to the experts, 4 cases have been dispatched from hospital, and they are still in isolation until they are fully recovered. So, until 24 o'clock of June 12th, 8 cases have been put into hospital for medical treatment. Now some numbers about the nucleic acid tests. 3 rounds of tests have been organized. From May the 21st to the 12th of June, 36 million people have been swabbed. And the key people and key groups have been targeted for the nucleic acid tests. 11 regions in the province have been swabbed. 27 million people have been swabbed in the first round. And in the second round, 4 types have been swabbed, including the key people in the high-risk areas. So we covered the tests in 5 blocks. So until today, the tests are still going on. This mainly targets the high-risk areas, including the key infectious cases. So 13 streets have been swabbed. And right now, the positive cases have not been detected. The purpose of the nucleic acid test is to detect as early as possible the potential positive cases and to degrade the risks of infections. Here, we'd like to call on all the people to be cautious about the COVID-19. We have published in our website the 87 key regions and places that the 6 confirmed positive cases have covered in the past few days. So the streets and the communities should ask your people to report automatically if needed. We also like to remind our people to go to the nucleic acid test sites to bring with you the ID cards and wear masks, and to take public transport, and also to keep order in the test sites, and to keep 1 meter between you and others. So much on my part. Well, thank you, Ms. Chen, for your latest updates on the prevention and control measures on the COVID-19 in Guangzhou. You have given us the numbers on the nucleic acid tests from May the 21st to the 12th of June. We have conducted 37 million tests in Guangzhou. This is a big number, especially the tests covered the key regions and the high-risk regions in Guangdong province. So thank you again for your update. To be civilized is an important part of the citizen's life. Now I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Yang to give you the updates on the vacation. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow will be the Dragon Boat Festival. The city's civilization office had the following recommendations. First is to uphold the nationalism. First is to uphold the patriotism and to celebrate the vacation in a civilized way. We encourage to celebrate the vacation in cloud or through online sessions. As we are embarking on a new journey of our life, we encourage the green way of transport and a green way of lifestyle. We like to support and cope with the COVID-19 prevention and control endeavor in Guangdong province. We encourage you to decrease the outdoor activities and cut your travel, and to carry out sanitation and disinfection, and to cultivate good life habits, and to safeguard and protect our home together. And second, to cultivate good habits and to reduce the gatherings among the relatives or friends, instead celebrate it in another way. And so we do this to protect the health of the public place and keep a good order of the public place, and to observe the law and the regulations. Another point is to encourage the voluntary service in the community. We encourage the people to listen to the rules of the community and actively participate in the prevention and control measures on COVID-19, and to help keep public order and help to maintain, help with the the material supply related to the COVID-19 outbreak. We encourage the public to make telephone calls or through the website to help raise the awareness on COVID-19, to make your fair contribution to the fight against COVID-19. Thank you, Mr. Liang. Deputy Liang has given us the latest update on celebrating the vacation in a civilized way, which is very important in this time conjuncture. Each and every one of us is a witness and a practitioner of the healthy lifestyle during the outbreak. You can join in making the rice dumplings during the vacation. And Director Liang also mentioned the necessity of celebrating the vacation through online forms without traveling outdoors. That is our way of showing respect for the vacation. Now I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Wu Qingsong from the local TV and broadcasting station to brief us on the travel tourism industry. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'd like to brief you on the culture and tourism market in Guangdong. First, we have seen many more cloud activities. As we are celebrating the new era, we have seen many more artworks. We have 17 exhibitions. On the first day of the vacation, there has been more than 900,000 visits to the online exhibitions. We have rolled out the online party school courses, and also Guangdong Museum also wrote out a special exhibition on the celebration of the 100th anniversary of the CPC. We also witnessed 4 online exhibitions from the local museum And also there are online exhibitions celebrating the Dragon Boat Festival in China. So there have been access to the online exhibitions and cultural activities so that the public can visit and enjoy the activities. We also rolled out a number of cultural TV series that have gone viral online. There are also music festivals and also ballet programs. And these cultural programs have been widely accepted online. We have opened new forms of the cultural activities online. For example, we have local libraries that have open online access for the public, and we have a special program running online celebrating the 100th anniversary of the founding of CPC. There are also programs for the children and also for the children. And there are also special programs celebrating the Dragon Boat Festival in China. So there has been a diverse forms of cultural programs online. And there has been online travel programs so that the public can travel in cloud. And they can enjoy the beautiful scenery and the spectacular scenery of Guangzhou city, including the tower and other landmark buildings. And also the public can access the parks through the WeChat accounts. So we have designed a number of cultural programs and tourism programs for the public. As Guangzhou is at a critical juncture of fighting the battle against the COVID-19, we encourage the public to enjoy the public activities online. This is a pause of the public life offline, but they can still enjoy the programs online. And there has been over 5 million visits online, and a lot of touching stories have emerged during the fight against the coronavirus. So we encourage the public to stay indoors if necessary, and do not, and also to cut their travel activities and to cope with the fight against COVID-19. And due to the impact of COVID-19, we have closed the sites of cultural activities, and 50% of the population are cut in order to ensure the safety of the places. And when the people enter the public places, their temperatures are going to be taken. And these are the measures we're taking to improve the public safety. And for the next step, we're going to increase the supply of our cultural activities portfolio. Thank you. Well, thank you, Mr. Wu, for your updates on the culture and tourism industry in Guangzhou during the Dragon Boat Festival period. And you have explained your efforts to promote the cultural tourism online and also the tourism vocation online. So we encourage the public again to follow the rules and increase your participation online. This is a special period. We are fighting the COVID-19, so it is important to visit the activities online instead offline. So we encourage you to follow the rules for controlling the number of people in the public places. Well, around these days, there has been a lot of reports on the emerging touching stories in the COVID-19 in Guangdong province. And many stories are widely celebrated by the people, and a lot of cultural programs are widely accepted by the public. And now I'd like to invite Mr. An Yong from the local TV and broadcasting station. Dear members from the press, since the outbreak of COVID-19, the Guangdong TV and broadcasting station and other media fought together in the front line. We produced pressing stories to spread a message and knowledge on COVID-19, and we are now at the most critical period of fighting COVID-19. And this is also the Dragon Boat Festival. It is important to release the authoritative message to the public and also to guide the public with persuasive reports. We are planning to roll out special episodes on the Dragon Boat Festival and also on the fight against COVID-19. And tomorrow we will celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival. We will produce a small video clip so that the public can see the story of Guangdong's efforts in fighting COVID-19. We will also put in place an online and data platform to encourage the morale of fighting the COVID-19 and also to express the emotions of for the festival. We will also have a thematic program on the festival. And we already rolled out a 4 episodes cultural program related to the festival. We will also put in place the posts for publicizing the charity efforts during the festival. And we will also roll out a app to record the efforts of the people who fight in the front line of COVID-19 on how they spend their vacation. So we will also roll out the vocal clips, the vocal programs. So these programs are all related to the COVID-19 efforts, so that their voices of fighting the outbreak can be heard by all. We will also have a special coverage, the China line, recording the songs celebrating the history of the CPC. We also have an episode sing ode to the youth of the fathers. We will also have the stories of fighting the epidemic in Guangzhou in the comprehensive channel and the Guangzhou channel. So in the film channel, we also have a number of programs. We will also have a traditional culture program episode, and we also have a law channel. In the golden hour, we will have a cultural program, and we will also have a cultural program What is worth mentioning is that we have an episode that serves the people, including the TV, including the sports, and altogether 30 channels. And these services will be made available to the public for free. So we will also have special episode celebrating the 100th anniversary of the founding of CPC, and also a lot of entertainment programs and a TV series. From yesterday, we rolled out a 51 episode, the European Football Cup live stream. So much on my part. Thank you. The Dragon Boat Festival is around the corner. So Mr. An has briefed you on the latest updates. We are adjusting our efforts also according to the situation of COVID-19. We have closed many sites and controlled the number of people entering and exiting these sites. And also, we hope those people who are in isolation will have a good life. Well, according to a video conference at the provincial level that was held yesterday, we need to also increase the public awareness on the COVID-19 to keep from the crowd and to reduce travel during the outbreak. And I see that the public is doing a good job in coping with these policies. As of now, over 8,000 electronic screens are broadcasting the measures for the prevention and control on COVID-19. And 96 million times have been broadcasted. As has been mentioned, we have an international channel. We have 425 newspaper stations and altogether 20 docks. These places are also publicizing the COVID-19 prevention and control measures. And there are 7,720 LED screens on the buses. And also in these taxis, they are also broadcasting the efforts on COVID-19 prevention and control. And also in the government halls, and also at the offices at the community level, these laws and regulations and measures are also being broadcast and being publicized in 69 parks and 83 patriotism sites. So these measures have been made clear to the public in these places. We have posted the regulations and the measures and the posts. The number has amounted to 1.8 million. I mean, there has been 1.8 million posters that have been put in the public places. We also use the radios to publicize our measures. So the latest updates of the outbreak have been broadcast and publicized to the public real time. For people entering Guangzhou, 134 million messages phone messages have been sent to people entering Guangzhou. Now I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Zhang Zhongbing. As you know, we are still at a critical period of containing the COVID-19. We have invited experts from all walks of life to run to the forefront of the COVID-19 battle. Although Mr. Zhang cannot join us on site, he has tried to make his presence online. Now, I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Zhang, Deputy Director of the Guangzhou Disease Control Center. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We're celebrating the Dragon Boat Festival tomorrow, but this will be an extraordinary festival for Guangdong people, as we are all fighting the COVID-19 outbreak. We are all making our own contributions. For the citizens, the most important is to follow the rules, follow the prevention and control rules. So different people have to follow different requirements. The first category is the close contacts, or close contacts to close contacts. For those people, they need to be put into isolation for medical observation. So they need to cope with the regulations and to be isolated in designated hospitals. And they need to monitor their health situations and receive nucleic acid tests. For the communities that are closed, we must strictly control the entrance of the vehicles and the people, and to avoid and also to close the shops, the cultural sites within the community. So for the people living in the risk areas, those people, the shops and the cultural sites within the neighborhood will also need to be closed. For the people in the supermarkets, they also need to wear masks. But for the neighborhood, the people need to stay indoors. And until you hold a nucleic acid test that approves with negative results, you can go to the supermarkets where there is not such a big crowd, and also you can collect your express delivery. For the people living in the areas with smaller risks, the risks are smaller, but there are still risks. The first tip is to reduce travel. We encourage you to stay in Guangzhou for the festival. And second, avoid going to the crowd. Stay indoors. Do not visit friends or relatives. Avoid contacts. And strengthen the personal sanitation. Wear masks and wash hands often, and keep a distance of 1 meter from others. These are the tips we have to offer to the public in order to cut the transmission route of COVID-19. And this should be able to help protect you from the infections. No matter for the workers who are fighting in the front line, Like us, we have a number of colleagues working together in the controlling center, the 24-hour controlling center for the COVID-19 in Guangzhou. The public should stay indoors and do not visit relatives or friends. If you listen to our tips and do so, you are making a fair contribution to the fight against COVID-19. We'd like to thank you by taking this opportunity for your contribution. We hope we can win the fight against COVID-19 as early as possible. Thank you. Many thanks to Mr. Zhang, Deputy Director of the Guangzhou Disease Control and Prevention Center, and he has offered a number of tips to the public for the Dragon Boat Festival period. He encouraged the public to stay indoors and to avoid travel and contact. So we'd like to repeat the tips to the public. We hope you follow the tips and work together to win this fight. I know a number of colleagues have been working so hard to ensure the safety of the people. Now, this is the end of the first round of the press briefing. And now we will enter the second briefing. In the second round, we will invite some volunteers. Now the speakers in the first round will leave the seats, and we will have the volunteers ready. Guangzhou story is a part of the Chinese story. Now we will have with us a number of representatives in the voluntary service sector. And to share, these people will share with you some stories in the culture sector. First is the laureate to the top honor of the cultural life in the opera sector, Mr. Wu Kaiming. And another representative is the designer of the logo of the Beijing Winter Olympics and also the designer of the mascot image. Another representative is this lady from the National Opera Theater. And this gentleman is, this lady is also from the local opera circle. So we are inviting these representatives to share with us some stories in the cultural life. So they will share their feelings about the risk control in the COVID-19 outbreak. First, I'd like to give the floor to Professor Cao Xue from the Guangdong Art School. And he will take a perspective from music and culture and opera. So, Professor Cao, the floor is yours. Dear members from the press, good morning. Each art form has its unique strength. From in the beginning of the outbreak of the COVID-19, the art circle, on our own initiative, created a number of works and art pieces related to COVID-19. From my school, from my academy, we have been actively involved in the creation of the artworks. I worked also with my colleagues in the Guangdong TV stations and jointly joined the art competitions. Our works is amounted to over 10,000 pieces. So these works emerged in the outbreak. I believe these works are able to arouse the morale among our people and to heal the hearts of the people. So what I want to share with you is that design can change the behavior of the people from the perspective of mentality. You can appreciate the art piece. I'd like to give you an example. For example, we are conducting the nucleic acid tests. We publicize the efforts in the public places. We encourage the public to wear masks and wash hands often, and also to keep a safe distance between us and others. So in order to publicize these efforts, the team from the Guangdong Art Academy has answered the call. Just like music, the art, the fine arts is also a form of expressing beauty and also healing hearts. We have opened up courses in this regard. And in the COVID-19 outbreak, people tend to spend more time at home. So, on the one hand, we aim to protect the public safety. This is important. Another point is that people spend more time at home, and this is a chance for us to rest and have some rest and give more time to our brain and mind. So this is a time when the fine arts are appreciated and contribute to the prevention and control measures. Lately, the COVID-19 cases have been increasing in Guangdong. Many people may feel some negative emotions. People worry, when will the outbreak end at all? People may feel irritated. But as I recall, 2 years ago, as I was working on designing the mascot image for the Beijing Winter Olympics, the Bingdundun, I also feel uneasy. I feel upset because it was a 10-month effort. I shared a similar feeling with the people today. But I like to arouse the attention of the people that life is good, life is beautiful. Let's carry on, and we will win the fight. Thank you, Professor Cao from the Guangdong Fine Arts Academy. He has designed many famous art pieces that has entered the entered a home of thousands of people. We have a school district in Guangzhou and Foshan. So today, through his introduction, we hope the fine arts can help improve people's life. Now I'd like to give the floor to Director Wang Hong. She will give you some information on the culture sector. She's also part of the voluntary service. She will share with you her feelings for the epidemic. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have a lot to say. But I like to share with you my true stories. During the COVID-19 outbreak, my academy, my music academy, asked all the teaching faculties to help heal the hearts of the students, because many students are freshmen. From 2019 to 2020, when in the early period of the outbreak, many students stayed indoors, and they cannot have the offline class. So it made us very difficult to arouse the interest of the students in the classes. So we spent a lot of efforts. So we started to hold online classes. In the beginning, it did not work well. The signal was not good. Sometimes we are forced offline. But later, things improved. The online programs were delicately made. And my advice to the students were to keep reading, to read the classics, to know about the background of the era. And then the students were able to make the works. And this process made it possible for the students to get interested. I know there was a period when no one understood each other. You may feel very difficult to release your emotions. And then I choose reading as a way of healing. As I read, I thought I was speaking to the author. A good book is like a pair of clear eyes that can listen, that can respond to you. I read many classics in this period, including An Ordinary World by the Chinese author Lu Yao, and many other classics in Chinese language. So my first tip to the students is to keep reading the classics, the essays, the novels. This may help widen your horizon and open up your mind. Besides the online classes, I also watched the films. I watched almost 100 of them. We have so many ways of watching films. We have phones, we have televisions. For me, I was a student of performing. And through my 30 years of experience in the sector, when I looked back, I had a strong feeling. I watched many old films which I found interesting. In the beginning, sometimes it made me laugh. But as I watched more films, for example, The Warrior, The Chinese Captain, the founding of the PRC, these Chinese films made me realize how the history grew. It was like seeking knowledge from the films. And I also had something to learn from the acting skills of the actors. So I encouraged my students to read and to watch films. By watching, you know whether the acting is good or not, and how you can improve. So these are very helpful for me to improve my literacy and my knowledge and my professionalism. So it was a feast for the eyes, for the ears, for the mind. And it was a vivid experience. And now, taking this opportunity, I'd like to share with you a quote. For those who stay indoor, this may be inspiring to you. Books are lights. Reading lights our way. Books are bridges. Reading bridges our communication. Books are boats. It allows us to travel. Book reading makes a full life. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Wang from the Xinkai Music Academy. She is the Vice Chancellor of the Music and Opera Academy. She has shared with us her feelings for music and culture life. And before this session, she also talked to me on the latest updates in their academy. She said the students and the faculties are able to cope with the epidemic and transferred online courses. And we have just closed the high college school entrance exams. So this is important to the students who finish the exams. The students are the hope of the future. So I hope the children and the students can adjust their lifestyle and adapt to the COVID-19 epidemic. We hope they can read more and watch more films. Reading is the way to make a full life. So thank you again, Madam Wang. voice is a way of making a better life, especially for those who are in isolation at the moment. So be rest assured that our love and care are always with you. Guangzhou is the city of flowers. We'd always want to provide the best service to our people. We are also happy to be joined by the guide of the representative from the Guangzhou Orchestra. Thank you. Music has an incomparable strength. It impacts people's emotions. It even impacts our heartbeats and also our stomach activities. So the rhyme of the music does good to the health. And most directly, it impacts people's emotions. Now, around the world, there has been more and more medical staff that use music as a way of therapy. And in this outbreak, in our Zhongshan hospital and also in the Wuhan module hospitals, we broadcast the music to console the medical staff. So the Guangzhou Orchestra gets actively involved in the process. We selected some pieces and sent it to the module hospitals. You know, fighting the COVID-19, in the process, music can play a role to the medical staff and also the patients and the families of the patients. So Guangzhou Symphony Orchestra later designed an online music season that runs across 120 days. We have rolled out a number of music episodes. We also rolled out a broadcasting music season. We opened up a classical music channel in the Guangdong TV and broadcasting station. We also put online the first music concert that was conducted on the 5th of June last year, and that was replayed yesterday to review our efforts and what we have gone through last year. We hope music can add to the efforts of fighting COVID-19. The outbreak has plagued our people. We hope music can be a therapy. The indoor music is targeting a smaller number of people, so it is suitable to fighting the epidemic. So we made it. We decided that the music has no limits. There will be no limit to the site, to whether it's indoor or outdoor. We selected episodes and we created a music episode to pay tribute to the medical staff in the outbreak and also to the female workers. So we produced a music opera to pay tribute to those whom had made contributions to the outbreak. And also music in remembrance of the history moments. We also opened up online courses where we invited the musicians to share the skills of learning the music. So these courses have been made available online, and in January each year, the famous musician Ma Youyu will join an international music festival. Due to the impact of COVID-19, Ma Youyu cannot join the offline sessions. So we invited him online to meet the audience online. And he played an episode of Bach from America, and he was living in America, but he was able to meet the audience online. And this is what we have done to help console the people through music. We hope the people can enjoy the accompany of music, which I found very helpful. Many thanks to Madame Jing Huan, the chief conduct of the Guangdong Symphony Orchestra. We have a Nanyue, a South Guangdong museum where you can find a whole collection of musical instruments. Music consoles the heart. The music education also enjoys a splendid history. We have also rolled out a training program for the children in the music sector. And we have produced a number of music programs and music products to the people. So music does play an important role in healing the hearts. Now the last speaker, Mr. Guo Kaiming, is the receiver of the second prize of the Cantonese opera. He is a senior musician. I also wonder how the musicians behave in the outbreak of COVID-19 and what they have done to help. Ladies and gentlemen, I just listened to the quote from Madame Wang. So could I also sing a few sentences, a few lines? And I will sing in Cantonese. This is a line from the program that is running on in Guangdong. From last year, since last year, a dozen of musicians and actors and actresses are working together to complete this episode. Although we cannot run to the forefront of the epidemic like the medical stuff, but we are doing our fair contribution to the epidemic. We are helping publicizing the efforts and raising the public awareness on the COVID-19 outbreak. The Cantonese Opera Theatre, from now to the 25th of June, we will have a number of cultural programs like the 13行. We will put up a number of classics, operas. We will also have a grand opera stage performance. And you will enjoy the Feast of Eyes online. And in the TV stations, you can enjoy the broadcast of a number of traditional stories. There is a story about an artist who throughout her life, she always persisted and stuck to her dream. And her perseverance inspired me. And I think that spirit shall be carried on. So I believe our anti-COVID-19 efforts will prove successful under the leadership of CPC. So all the artists in the Cantonese Opera Theatre have taken actions. And as we are celebrating the Dragon Boast Festival, we are making an art piece related to both the epidemic and also the festival. And for me, I was touched by the young people as they are contributing ideas and very creative ideas. And they are fashionable. And I think they are doing a good job. And they are carrying out the slogans like Guangzhou will win the fight against the COVID-19 and things like the Dragon Boast Festival. Very good ideas. So I think, I hope people working in the opera sector will make our fair contributions to the fight against the COVID-19. So I believe everyone knows that wherever there is sunshine and the sea water, there will be Chinese. So the Cantonese opera plays an important role in spreading the Chinese culture and connecting the Chinese people to the rest of the world. So the artists have made their fair contribution in the prevention and control of the epidemic. So we have with us today the representatives from the opera sector, the music, the culture sectors. Their presence is a testament to spreading the message to the public. No matter you are now in the community, in the risk areas, or in the isolation, or you are newly to Guangzhou, our care and love are with you. Your life quality and safety are what we care most. We hope culture helps. So tomorrow we will celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival. We hope you can enjoy the festival. So this will be the end of today's press briefing, and tomorrow we will hold another session. Thank you.